Lil Durk. And Lil Durk now facing life in prison without the possibility of parole. Oh, everything was so good just about a friggin' week ago. And now, look at where we stand. Damn it, man. So, new charges have been filed against the Grammy Award winning Chicago rapper Lil Durk in connection with an alleged murder for hire plot targeting a rival rapper, and he could be facing life in federal prison without the possibility of parole. The 32-year-old rapper, whose birth name is Durk Devontae Banks, has been charged with one count of conspiracy, one count of use of interstate facilities to commit murder for hire, resulting in death, and one count of using, carrying, and discharging firearms and a machine gun and possession of such firearms in furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death. This is according to a superseding federal grand jury indictment that was announced by the Justice Department just this Friday. The latest indictment includes 2 additional felony charges against Lil Durk and adds him as the lead defendant to a previous indictment, which charged 28-year-old Kavon London Grant, who's 33 years old, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, who's 33 years old, Keith Jones, 33-year-old David Brian Lindsay, and 36 years old Asa Houston in connection with the plot. Now, in addition to the charges, Jones, which is Lil Durk, also faces one count of possession of a machine gun. The charges stem from an alleged murder for hire plot targeting Georgia rapper Quando Rondo, whose real name is Tyquane Terrell Bowman, over his suspected involvement in the 2020 murder of Chicago rapper King Von, whose real name is Daquan Bennett, in Atlanta. According to prosecutors, all 6 individuals who are involved allegedly have ties to the hip-hop group that's called the Only Family, or OTF, Only the Family, which was formed by Banks, who is, of course, Lil Durk, in 2010. We in 2024. That's 14 years ago. Prosecutors alleged that OTF, Only the Family group, not only produced and sold hip-hop music from Chicago and the Chicago artists, but it also acted on the low as an association in fact of individuals who engaged in violence, including murder and assaults, at Banks's direction and to maintain their status in OTF. In other words, this is a criminal organization, okay? They do music up front, but on the low, when Lil Durk called the shots, the members of OTF carry out his orders in order to maintain their ranks within his own organization, which is OTF. The indictment said that 2 years after Bennett's murder, which is King Von, Banks, which is Lil Durk, he put out a bounty on Bowman's head, offering Bowman, me and Quando Rondo, offering money, and not just money, but also musical opportunities in exchange for that murder. Anybody that could kill Quando Rondo, I sign them to a hefty record deal, and they get to be on, do collaborations with me, go on the road with me, do shows with me. You get to blow up as a rapper. Prosecutors said that members of that group learned that Bowman, or Quando Rondo, was actually staying at a hotel in Los Angeles on August of 2022, and that's when Lil Durk and got on a flight. Flight records allegedly shows that an OTF member and an associate of Lil Durk coordinated and paid for the 5 co-conspirators to travel to California. They bought 5 friggin' tickets to California from Chicago the day before the murder. The hitmen allegedly used money from Lil Durk's and OTF related finances to carry out the hit. They so slow, they actually used the business friggin' credit cards, and everything led back to them. The flights, the ski masks they bought, all that led back to them. The cars they rented that were seen on surveillance video following Quando Rondo, a vehicle around in California, all of that. They are cooked. They super cooked. I don't know if you ever put an egg in a pan and you fried it and then you left it to go do something and forgot about it and the damn egg burnt on both sides. That's how they're cooked right now. They so cooked, they're overcooked. Prosecutors further alleged that when the flights were booked, Lil Durk told his OTF associate, hey man, don't book no flights under no names that are involved with me. But what did he do? He booked flights under 5 names that were involved with Durk. This is dumb as hell. The man specifically told him, don't book no flights under no names that are involved with me. I don't know what the hell he thought that he was supposed to do anyways, because any flight he booked would have been associated with you. Now, on the same day, the hitman then allegedly traveled to California, and prosecutors said that Banks, which is Lil Durk, and Grant also traveled after they sent the 5 shooters ahead. They jumped on a private jet and followed them to California. So they wanted to be out there when it went down. Now, after arriving, Grant allegedly bought the hitmen ski masks, purchased the hotel rooms, got their cars for them, and all of that was done using a credit card that is linked to Lil Durk. Jesus. The day after arriving in Los Angeles on the 19th of August, prosecutors said that the hitmen used 2 rented vehicles, a white BMW sedan and a white Infiniti, and they used them to track and stalk Quando Rondo as he, his sister, and his cousin, 24-year-old Savayas Robinson, drove around LA in a black Cadillac Escalade. They had the drop on him. Bowman eventually made a stop at a gas station along Beverly Boulevard, and prosecutors said that this is when Houston allegedly drove to an alley behind the gas station before letting the hitmen out of the car to go carry out the shooting. Obviously, the driver is speaking to the feds because he's admitting that he was the one that was driving the car, and I drove up to the alley and I let him out, and them other 2, I'll tell you who the shooters are. They went through the alley and they went and blew him down. Now, while Bowman and his sister were not injured in the shooting, which is Quando Rondo and his sister, his cousin Robinson was killed. Banks, which is Lil Durk, was taken into custody in Miami on October 24th, the day after the initial indictment was unsealed. Because when that indictment got unsealed, his damn name was all over it. Following his arrest, the FBI learned that Lil Durk had allegedly booked at least 3 international flights trying to flee the USA. He booked one in Fort Lauderdale International Airport. He booked another one out of Miami International Airport, which is not too far from Fort Lauderdale International Airport. And then he booked a private jet. And guess he was trying to confuse law enforcement so they wouldn't know which one to look for. But they were on top of all of it already anyways, because his people had already been arrested and they were already talking. All 6 individuals who were named in this indictment have yet to enter a plea to the charges, and they are expecting to be arraigned in a U.S. District Court in Los Angeles in the weeks ahead. If convicted, they all could face a mandatory maximum sentence of life in federal prison. Young Durk himself, being a mastermind behind this, is looking at life without the possibility of parole. Damn. How do you go from Grammy winning, multi-millionaire, self-made, to caught up in this BS, looking at life without the possibility of parole? You know what this is? This is people putting a battery in your back. You ain't gonna ride for King Von. You supposed to ride for the homie. This is you giving up everything that you worked for, been blessed with, built, to listen to what people got to say. And now, the same people who kept calling Lil Durk pussy, saying he ain't riding for King Von. Your man got shot down and you didn't do nothing about it. We don't believe you no more. There you go. You gave in to them. And now they're the same ones that are laughing at you. He's so stupid. He gave up his multi-millionaire lifestyle, his fame, his riches and everything, his pretty woman, everything, to go sit in a box over somebody who's already dead. You know the best thing that Durk could have done with his life was become super successful. That's the best thing he could have done with his life. This right here is the worst thing he could have done with his life. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one, and I'll catch you on the next video. It's BrainFLoTv / Hot Topics TV. You already know, if the topic is hot, we're on it. I'm out. Peace.